It's got a lot of what we've done before, but it comes in spurts. Everything from the way we arrange the record to how we were thinking about time and thinking about left turns and thinking about structure. We kind of just flipped everything on its head, and we took things that we would normally do longer and milk, and we cut those down, and we also took things that we would normally just kind of pass by and we milked them. So we kind of did a lot of different things with arranging. There's a lot of different genres in there. There's a blend of things, but it's not just to do them. They're things that we really feel passionate about, and they're areas that we really wanted to explore. Production-wise, it's all organic. We pride ourselves on, there's a lot of things that are in there, like where you could say, well, there's a vocoder. Well, it's a real vocoder. There's auto-tune, but it's hard auto-tune on purpose. There's no auto-tune when we're not trying to let you think there's auto-tune. There's organic drums. There's no drum samples unless we want a specific sample. So there's all these really organic things done in a futuristic way, I guess. So it sounds different than what most people are doing these days. So there's a lot to get into there, but it's I think it's interesting.
Yeah. And I've gotten a chance to listen to the album, and I can just tell that, you know, there's been so much thought and care that's put into it, and there's some very heavy songs on there, and it's very musically diverse, and the songwriting is top notch. So I think it's obviously a high quality album. So, you know, it very, very well done. So talking about the album cover here as well, and some of the artwork that's come out, you know, first I wanted to say kind of what was the art direction behind that. And I'll get to some of that in the broader sense, because the music video, I thought, had so much depth to it. And it's kind of almost like it's a commentary on maybe the meaning of life. I don't know if I'm close on that, but, you know, what's sort of the idea behind the artwork, and what's your process for that? Because I know you're very creative.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to have been friends with Wes Lang for the last 6 years. And he's one of those guys that doesn't do anything that he doesn't want to do. And I think a few years ago, I'd asked him if he would do the record. The answer was no. Love you, pal, but no. And the last thing he'd done a thing for the Grateful Dead, which is his favorite band, and he had also done the Yeezus record. So those are the only things in music that he had done. And then he'd also done, and he was kind of done with music, didn't really like dealing with labels, etc. So the last thing he did was he did the Amiri line, the last 2023 Amiri line, which was all Wes Lang produced stuff. And then he's just one of those guys that his art is killer. But what I love about him is his sort of introspection on death always looming. And this record was also about the human consciousness and the idea that the reason that we are different from everything else that lives on this planet is that we understand that we're going to die someday. And knowing that you're going to die someday, sometimes you're left with this kind of crossroads of what is the purpose of life if it all gets washed away anyways. And so there's a lot of themes in the record that go down that rabbit hole of mundane, meaninglessness, purpose, existentialism. So all these different thoughts, and the record explores